No frickin' way. Really? No. He was supposed to meet me yesterday, and he didn't. And then he was supposed to meet me today, and he didn't message me. And now the vehicle just says sold. What's up, Lite Brite Nation? So, I got the stepchild here on a trailer because you know I'm on a mission to go and find, I don't know, half a dozen KJ Jeep Liberties. It's not easy to get away from Brittany, so what I told her was that the stepchild needed work, and I was gonna take it over to a shop to work on it all day. It's super in the morning, you can see the sun's barely, it's not even up over the mountains yet. So I'm taking it over there, dropping it off, but I'm actually leaving and headed to Arizona because I found two in Arizona, just over like the Nevada-Arizona border. She thinks I'm gonna be working on the Jeep all day. I told her it was gonna take all day. Of course, we'll run into some issues and maybe it goes into the night. The drive shaft's loose in the transfer case. I told her I couldn't drive it and I couldn't get to the bolts. There's a hole. I'm just gonna load it up. It's just up the street. I'll be gone all day. You take care of the new house. So she's at the new house waiting for more deliveries of new stuff. It's a long drive. I think it's like 5-6 hours to go pick up these other two. And we'll see how that goes. It's actually in 2 different cities. So I'm gonna go drop this off real quick and hit the road. Got a question. You guys who have trailers, whether it's just a single car, maybe 2 or 3 car trailer, how often do you check over this trailer of yours? Like, I mean, yeah, you grease the hubs, probably not as often as you should, maybe you do, but how often do you look over the tires? Like look at the tires, check the tire pressure? And how many of you have like a big heavy duty trailer that uses like 18-wheeler tires? Because not everybody can change those. Like, you can't just take that to Discount Tire. Like, it takes a special like heavy duty big rig place to do that. I think most people neglect their trailers. Tell me if I'm right or not. I mean, I think more people neglect their trailers and take care of them, unlike, you know, the vehicles we keep up on. But trailers, I think, just get kind of throw cars on it, trailer stuff, and they kind of get looked over until there's something wrong, until the brakes don't work or lights don't work or whatever. I don't service mine often. I do like to look it over often. I probably don't check the tire pressure as often as I should, although again, these are super heavy duty. Like, there shouldn't be any fluctuation really in tire pressure. I'm curious, am I the only idiot that does that kind of just waits until the trailer has an issue and then you fix the issue versus being proactive and fixing stuff ahead of time? I feel like you see a lot of blown tires and a lot of messed up trailers, and I think that's because people just neglect them. Am I right or wrong? You guys tell me in the comments if you guys neglect your trailers or if you take care of it the same way you take care of your car, your Jeep, your motorcycle, or anything else. Well, this is kind of poopy. I'm trying to buy 2, but I was going to look at 3, and one guy's not answering. He gave me a place to meet, and he's not here. I don't know. I mean, I'll just go into the other ones, but it wasn't really out of the way. It was along the way. Just kind of, I wanted to leave my options open, but maybe he'll get back to me later. All right, so I'm in the Harbor Freight parking lot, so I might go get an impact, because I have this one. I just don't think this will do it. The lug nuts are 1 1/8 inches. And let me show you. Let's see if I can, oh yeah, you should be able to see it. Look at that. Look how that one spot is. Look how badly that's worn. The inside of this one's worn pretty bad. It should be like this and this, and you can see the inside's freaking worn real bad. Oh yeah, you see the chop. That's what I'm worried about, because as that keeps doing whatever it's doing, it's gonna rub through. But let's see if this, I don't think this guy's strong enough. All right, so it did break it free. If I have full battery, I should have brought a second battery. So the earthquake I got from there was a few $100, but it didn't last very long. Should I just risk it for the biscuit? That did break one of them free. If it broke one, maybe it can break all of them. But if it doesn't get one of them, then I'm kind of screwed. Although I'm checking again, I don't see cords yet. The spots are really bad. But the back tires, look, these tires look great. These tires look just fine. Just kidding. I started driving off and then I went and parked again. In the middle of the desert, in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the freeways out here have people, but to have a blown tire, and I do have a spare, and not being able to change it myself would be pretty silly. My impact worked, but if it starts to die off, because there's, what, 8 of them? If it starts to die off and it doesn't get the last 1 or 2, then what was the point of getting the other 6 off or 7 off? I'm just gonna suck it up and go buy it. Like, why not? Why not just have it's called like the earthquake. It might be even called something else now. Like I said, last one didn't last me very long, but I did think I had it like in one of my tool bags. And it was just getting bounced around and beat up, I think, and that's what possibly broke it, or it's just crap, I don't know. But we'll give Harbor Freight another chance. Some of their stuff's really good. Ooh, maybe I should pick up a jack now too. I need like one of those 3.5 ton jacks just for the shop itself. But right now it's not a shopping trip. Right now it's just supposed to be just this. Okay, it looks like they changed the name of it. It's a Hercules now. I had this one with the extended snout. Don't know that I need it, but, well, that's a 3/4. I don't need a 3/4. I need a 1/2 inch. 1,500 foot-pounds breakaway torque. 1,000 foot-pounds fastening torque for 189, 1,200 foot-pounds breakaway torque, 800 pounds fastening torque, and 1,200 foot-pounds breakaway torque, 700 foot-pounds fastening torque for 179. I mean, why not have 1,500 and 1,000 for 189? Like, what's an extra few dollars? Looks like I have to buy a battery too and a charger. Oh, but maybe that's how they get you. I don't think, does it come with 189? This one. 4 modes, ultra high torque, 1/2 inch, tool only. Battery and charger sold separately. All right, so it looks like they have a 2 amp hour for 44, 5 amp hour for 75, or an 8 amp hour for 99. I don't think I need that big of a battery, so we'll go with this guy. And then we need a charger, and this will charge the 5 amp hour in under 45 minutes, or 45 minutes ish. And that's another $75. So what are we on that one? 189, 75, 74. Whew. They aren't playing anymore with these things. They get a little expensive. This better work out. This better do well. I just pulled in and I just realized that it's a police station parking lot. I guess he's being extra safe. He didn't want me to meet him at his house. I was saying we're picking up stock ones. I'm gonna do some little cheap mods to them just to get them off-road worthy. But then I found this one and I couldn't really pass it up. So this could be the most expensive one. The others I'm paying like $2,500 to $3,000 for, and we'll probably put about $500 in each of them. I'm trying to keep them right around $3,000 done, maybe $3,500. This one's $5,000, but he does have upper arms. He has coil springs and like Bill Stein's. It's an old man Umu like lift all around. 32s, some Steely D window wheels, new AC pump, new water pump, new alternator. It even comes in the back with a rough country front and rear lift, and then a spacer lift up front. So that means I already have a full lift for one of the other vehicles. So that saves a little money. So I don't know, and it's got a cool little roof rack up there. This is gonna be like that wild card one, like does modifying it in a little bit different way with more money, is it really worth it? Versus the other ones that are just be $2,500, $3,000 vehicles with a couple, like just the cheapest stuff we can throw on it and see how well those do versus something that actually, and it's got some tires on it, some like nice little mud terrains, some 16-inch wheels and 32-inch tires. Which even with this lift, he did say it rubs everywhere, but he's also replaced all the control arms, the bushings, spring shocks. So it's a little bit more than I wanted to spend. But maybe we'll get another one even cheaper or something and kind of offset that so they're all equally the same. But yeah, that's where we're at with this one. So you can get kind of a good look at it. See what the interior, paint's pretty beat up. Interior, not bad. So he needs like a radio din kit or something. And so he's got rear longer shocks, rear springs, front pucks. So these go underneath and the spring goes on it. Or you have these, which is what I was going to buy for the other ones, which goes on top of the strut and lifts it that way. So we'll see how that goes. And it just has, I guess, some brake fluid and oils and stuff like that, maybe for the trail, or hopefully nothing's really wrong with it. And then he's got the front fender flares in here. But we're gonna go for a ride, see how it does. Oh, look at that, even has a matching spare. That's probably the first. I haven't seen any with a matching spare. Let's take this baby for a ride. Oh, how many miles? 197, so they're right about all 200,000. Oh, she fires right up. Well, looks like we might need a little radio kit to hold that. That's just kind of set in there. All right, it seems all right. My only hesitation is spending that much on one of these, because if it does need a motor or trans, anything like that, it's gonna really suck. It sounds like it's running fine, it drives fine. It has mods, and I'm giving the money for the mods. The tires are new, the wheels are new, the suspension's all pretty new. I wanted to see, it does actually ride really nice, funny enough. The other ones that I've driven don't ride so nice. And it has a little lifter tick or something. Sounds like a lifter tick. I think it's just the money. I think the amount of money is almost double what I'm paying for all the rest. And that's either gonna be amazing or it's gonna bite me in the ass, and I maybe should have just stuck with $2,500 ones. We'll see. Let me load this baby up. It's almost easier to spend $2,500 on one because you think you got a smoking deal, and even if you put $1,500 or $2,000 into it, that's over time and it's little increments. But like one fat stack of $5,000 for something that's got 200,000 miles on it that may or may not make it down the road. I don't know. I'm being a dork about it. I need your reassurance, guys. Tell me it's gonna be fine. I mean, it's a cute little Jeep. Let's just hope. I don't know. Just tell me it's gonna be fine. All right, looking over a little bit more. It's actually got new brakes. Not even really bedded in yet, so it's got new rotors. One thing I did like is that it has a T-case skid, which the other ones don't have, and I don't know if that's factory option or if that's aftermarket. It looks like it's a factory stamped TK skid, so I don't know why this one has it and others don't. It doesn't have a trans skid or front diff skid. Might have to make a little something to protect that guy for sure. Probably that guy. I mean, just try not to take any big rocks down the middle, but the T-case is right, you know, it's kind of right in the middle. If you're gonna come over something and come down on it, it's definitely right there. So I gotta figure out what that is. So I need to get that. I looked up skids for this thing, and it's like $1,400-1,500 to get the front diff, engine, and TK skid. So I'm not gonna do that. So we're gonna have to make that stuff. I've already gotten with Roadrunner Muffler. It's not Roadrunner Muffler anymore. It's Roadrunner Automotive and Diesel, I believe, but they're in the Sand Hollow, Hurricane area. They have buggies and stuff. They've done work to the Jeep, and they've taken on, he said he would go ahead and do what needs to be done on all these. So we're gonna weld the rear diff, do some skid plates, and replace any like suspension stuff that needs to be replaced ahead of time so we don't break any ball joint. This one has a gas tank skid. Gas tank's right in the back on this one. I read somewhere that they didn't have gas tank skids, and this one does. Check on our tires again. Actually, I'm gonna order some. 235, 85, 16. Yeah, you can see those spots in them. I don't see any cords yet. I just keep checking for cords just because it's worn down so much. I'm just checking to make sure nothing looks like, oof. Look how flat spotted that is. I know I showed you guys earlier, but now with the dirt on them right there, you can see how bad that is. So all these bushings holding this leaf on and everything were bad. So the axle was just walking everywhere. So I assume that's why those are so bad, because these ones right behind it don't look nearly as bad. Those look good. All right, we got one. Let's head back to Lake Havasu and see if that guy will meet up with us today. The guy that set us up yesterday. That's a cool little one. I like it. All right, so I was looking it up, and that is a factory transfer case skid. Not all of them that came with it. I found it on a Mopar website. They've been discontinued. So if any of you have a pick and pull, I live in too small of a town, but I will check, and I'm gonna check Vegas. If anybody wants to check out their Jeep Liberty KJs 2002 through 2005 or 6, I think, somewhere in there, and look underneath for transfer case skids, that would be amazing. Very much appreciate that. If somebody's willing to get me 4 of them, or 1, and I'll just try to find the rest. Anyway, yes, it is a factory option, and it's better than cracking your TK skid or your T case open on a rock. All right, so I'm headed back to Lake Havasu to go meet up with the guy who didn't show up yesterday. Going back to the parking lot to meet up there, check out this car, and then there's one other car. So depending on which one I want to pick up, but I guess we'll see here in a minute.
2 hours later.
No frickin' way. Really? No. There's nothing here. I mean, there's a parking lot, but there ain't nobody here. That's pretty awesome. Let me call this dude. So I just got on Facebook, and the vehicle shows sold. He was supposed to meet me yesterday, and he didn't. And then he's supposed to meet me today, and he didn't message me. And now the vehicle just says sold. So that's cool. Thanks, dude. Well, I guess that solves that. All right, well, on to the next one. Hopefully the next one's nice. I just talked to them. The next one's not sold. They're waiting on me. Sun's getting low in the sky. Need to get done, get home. Oh, it'll be so much trouble. Yeah, that didn't work out. Ton of miles. It was the dad, the kid, the brother. They bought it for the daughter or something. All the tires were completely bald. So at first he wanted $4,000. I offered him 3. He said fine. 210,000 miles, which is way higher miles than what I've seen. Tires were all bald. The alignment was messed up. It needed a battery. So I offered him 2,600 instead of $3,000, and they said no. I bought 2 other ones. I've got a 3rd one I'm buying plus this one, and I'm not going to be $3,000 plus tires is going to be 36, 37 plus a battery, 38. I mean, I'd be $4,000 into that one with 210,000 miles. It was running kind of rough. I wasn't sure if they were going to take it, so I didn't want to film. It drove okay, like engine wise, and transmission kind of felt okay. But again, 210,000 miles and needing all that stuff right from the start. And like none of the control arms have been replaced. None of the ball joints have been replaced. They said they put a ton of work into it, but I couldn't find anything as far as a ton of work goes. But yeah, I'm not in a rush to get these. So not a huge waste of time because it's along the way I was going to get the lifted one, and that's the one I really wanted. So like it was along the route. It was only 20 miles out of the way. A little bummed because I thought we were gonna have another one that we could start working on, and I might have to replace the tires. If, you know, I might end up putting all the same tires on all of them anyway, except for this lifted one that I have. But I'm still not going to overpay for it when there's quite a few other ones for the same price that the tires are either fine and only have 160, 170,000 miles, not 210. So like, it's just a little too much. I don't know. Like if we're talking 40 to 50,000 miles more, and then he's like, oh yeah, it needs a battery. The battery won't hold a charge. Oh, it needs tires. Oh, and the alignment's messed up. I'm like, well, you didn't say any of that. So back to Facebook Marketplace, I guess, and I'm just gonna ask for better photos next time. I'm gonna ask for photos of all the tires, ask them about the battery. A big issue seems to be the engine's either got some noises, like this one has a lifter tick, or the transmission's shifting badly, because people play, oh, just service the transmission. If you're servicing a transmission at 180, 200,000 miles because there's an issue, you probably shouldn't, because the new trans fluid really strips out anything that's there, and you end up having a transmission failure very shortly after. So be aware of that if you're ever buying a high mileage vehicle and they're like, oh, just put a new transmission filter in with all that new transmission fluid. Unless it's been done 3 or 4 times, it's just been upkept. But if it's like the first time at that high of mileage, that transmission's done. It needed the gunk that was in the old fluid to stay together. So it's no longer going to be working for you very long. Well, I guess that's probably the end of this video. I just got to go drop this vehicle off so Brittany doesn't know about it. So I got stood up, and that one was a no-go. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to spend the money. So, all right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Remember, you can find all of your Lite Brite Nation merch and decals at litebritstudios.com. This is what happens. This is, I just drove all this ways, and this is what happens when trying to buy nice boxes, I guess. Par for the course. All right, we'll see you guys later. Bye. The trailer back up. So Roadrunner Automotive, those guys, Logan, they're all super cool and stuff over there. So I'm gonna do that and get with them.